I'd like to congratulate everyone who's been hired here at Studio 23. A brief history of my company. My name is Natalie Lamb. I am the founder. I did start my business originally in Mesa, Arizona, and as you know, we are now in Tempe. I founded Studio 23 in 2013 when I myself was 23 years old, hence the name Studio 23. So what you're going to expect here, if you're familiar with a dancer's life, you know that we expect everyone in the studio's personal best. Even if you aren't dancing, we expect a dancer's etiquette in the studio. So this means things like don't stop traffic, give people space, and also no gum and no food in the studio at all times. It is prohibited. Everybody who enters my studio must abide to these policies. So I did give you guys a handbook. The purpose of this handbook for you is to basically familiarize yourself with all of our policies and rules that you're going to need to know while working here. So I'm really asking you, please just study. Just study the handbook, know what you need to know. Everything that you're going to find in that handbook will overrule anything you're told in person by anyone else initially or after. If you have any doubts or any questions, you will find it in the handbook. Payment schedule. So you will all be paid bi-weekly on Fridays, like me as well. And obviously, if your payday lands on holiday, you're going to be paid the last business day before that holiday. As far as your wages go, everybody is paid based off of their position and skill set. Now, if you do feel that you are entitled to a higher pay, you're more than welcome to get a hold of me and set up a personal meeting and we can discuss that in private. And now I'd like to talk about you guys, especially on the job. So if you're going to be absent, if you're going to be late, you need to contact a manager or supervisor before that work shift starts. We have to know in advance. If you are failing to show up to work and failing to call a supervisor consistently on your work shifts, it is considered a voluntary resignation, and you will be taken off of payroll. Now, the rules and policies here at Studio 23 is that no one, including previous employees, so current employees, previous employees, everyone, no one has the right to disclose any confidential company information. So that goes for everyone. The company does not tolerate any harassment or discrimination against anyone at any time. So that can also result in termination, drinking alcohol, and also having the possession of non-prescribed controlled substances, including showing up to work intoxicated. Those are all prohibited. You most likely will be terminated if you are caught doing any of those things. Disciplinary action for employees. So for the most part, if it's nothing too serious, you're going to get a verbal or a written warning. You may get some counseling because we need to talk it out or whatever it might be. But for the most part, we'll just tell you to not do it again. If it is more serious, obviously we can go down the road of demotion or suspension or even termination if it is that serious. So employment of minors, I know it's not really that serious, but I did want to add in that our policy for employment of minors does follow all FLSA standards. So if you are under the age of 20, it is standard that you be paid minimum wage. But once again, if you do feel eligible for higher pay, you're more than welcome to speak to me about that. Now let's talk about your private information. So all employee information is kept confidential unless it is a need-to-know basis. Same goes for payroll records. It is all kept confidential. You may access it, but once again, it really needs to be a legitimate reason that you need to access it. Things that are more easily accessible is gonna be something like date of employment or eligibility of hire. Those are things that can be accessed by request. But other than that, if you have any other questions, like I said, everything that you're gonna need to know is gonna be in that handbook. It is very descriptive and you shouldn't have any issues, but if you do, you're more than welcome to ask me. I'm sure I'll have that answer for you. And thank you guys for listening, and I hope you have a great night.